loves a right-on-right fight. Bill Press is coming to us from Washington, D.C., where he hosts Current TV's Full Court Press. And Jason Johnson, who's a political science professor at Hiram University, and he's the chief political correspondent for Politic365.com, is joining us from Atlanta. Welcome back to you both inside the War Room.
Good to be here.
Hi, Jennifer.
All right. You bet. Bill, let me start with you. So is this how Karl Rove crushes the Tea Party to regain control of the GOP?
Well, first I have to say, you know, there's nothing I like better than watching Republicans eat their own. This is a moment we can all enjoy. But I find this absolutely hilarious. Look, Karl Rove was the biggest loser of 2012. He lost 10 out of 12 Senate seats that they got involved in, Crossroads. Lost 4 out of 9 of their House seats. Spent $127 million on Mitt Romney. Donald Trump accused him of blowing $400 million in this. So why would anybody trust Karl Rove with another dime, number one? And the real question that I have tonight is, how much money is Karl Rove making out of this deal? I think this is just another scam to fatten Karl Rove's pockets.
Well, and that is a really important point, that these sort of advisors to these PACs, he's probably getting some kind of administrative percentage or fee
Huge.
Or some direct salary that he's benefiting from enormously. Jason, do you think that Democrats should worry about this, or should they exploit this conservative victory project?
You know, a wise Confederate general once said, don't get anywhere near a circular firing squad. I mean, it's just not wise for the Democrats to get anywhere near this. They should let the Republicans beat themselves up. It doesn't make any sense to get anywhere close to this. And the reality is, you know, not only is Karl Rove simply lining his pockets, but this is the difficult birthing process that any party goes through when they've lost consecutive elections. The Democrats were doing the same thing in the late 80s, early 90s. Just let them go through their growth spurt. Eventually, they'll come up with some decent candidates. But right now, just let them keep shooting.
Well, and the question is, how long is it going to take, right, for them to go through that growth spurt? Bill, there are a lot of worried Republicans who are citing, for example, the upcoming Iowa Senate race to replace Senator Tom Hartkin, who's retiring. They're looking at that as a case where a candidate like Congressman Steve King, very conservative, that he could win the Republican primary but lose the general. If you look at just Iowa, how brutal do you think it could get there?
I think it could get very brutal. Personally, I'm rooting for Steve King because I want Democrats to keep that seat. But let me point out, you know, who is Karl Rove kidding in many ways? This is who the Republican Party is today. This is who they are. I mean, Todd Akin, right? He was no outsider. He was the Republican-endorsed candidate. Sharon Engel in Nevada, Christine O'Donnell in Delaware. They were the Republican choice candidates. So Karl Rove is, you know, pretending to be holier than thou. I don't think we ought to fall for it.
Well, and it's going to be interesting to see. The primary process is, you know, obviously creates people who are very, very much outside the fringe often. And Jason, so on the subject of Republican primaries today, South Carolina Republican State Senator Lee Bright, he told Roll Call that he's actually leaning toward a primary challenge against Republican Lindsey Graham. They're both on opposite sides of the fight for the heart and soul of the Republican Party. Do you expect that Graham will end up tacking even further to the right? Because he certainly has tacked to the right over the past couple of years. Do you think that he's going to move, it's going to move him even further to the right and create a problem for him in the general?
I mean, this challenger is an absolute nutcase. Lindsey Graham, you know, he'll do the old John Lovitz thing. I can't believe I'm losing to this guy. There's nothing for him to be concerned about. Look, Lee Bright wants to have South Carolina mint their own money and build their own guns so that Barack Obama, I mean, these are statements that he's made. So there's really nothing for Lindsey Graham to worry about. He's not going to have to change his position.
People like that are winning in Republican primaries, so who knows, right? I mean, I think Lindsey
not
should
under these circumstances.
He should be worried. He should be. Hey, quickly, I want to get to a problem on the Democrat side, potentially a problem. Bill, you know, the new chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Bob Menendez, is under some sort of cloud of ethics violations potentially connected to a major donor. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid had this to say about Menendez yesterday. Take a listen quickly.
I have confidence he did nothing wrong, but that's what investigations are all about.
But you're fine with him serving while the investigation goes forward?
He has been and will be a great member of that committee.
We just have a second, but I'd love to get both your takes on this very quickly. What's going on here, and how steady is Menendez's support among Democrats?
Let me just say quickly, I think this is careless at best, sloppy at best. When you're flying on a corporate jet and you're staying in swanky resorts and you're not paying, you are doing something wrong. I think there has to be a complete Senate ethics investigation of what Senator Menendez is accused of.
And Jason?
Unless they can find the underage prostitutes, this is going to blow over. 6 years is a very, very long time. And if there's no there. It's the only sex scandal is the thing that's going to get them in trouble. And if they can't find the young women, nothing's going to happen.
Right. I mean, and to our viewers who may not be aware of this, a lot of stuff on right-wing blogs suggesting that those flights led to some underage sex stuff, but nothing has been proven about that. And, you know, you can believe right-wing blogs like... Anyway, Bill Press and Jason Johnson, thank you guys so much for coming inside the war room. Really appreciate it. Great talking with you. Up next, cover your mouth and shield your lungs. Coal is making a comeback. China is